skeleton, beginning with the basics, the cranium, the mandible, and the spine. Second, I will literally flesh out the drawing by showing you where to add skin, muscles, and other basic tissue to add thickness to your skeleton. And then finally, I will demonstrate the hinge of the jaw and explain how when we alter the skeleton, we invariably change the surface as well. Okay, now I'm going to show you what happens when we move the mandible. This is going to remain, cranium is going to remain unchanged, but we're going to swivel this hinge joint. And I'm going to use my awesome kneadable eraser. By thinning it out like this, what a kneadable eraser is really good for is just lifting away partial pigment. If I were to use a hard eraser, I'd probably be able to erase away quite a substantial difference, but in fact I might do that. But I just want to lift away some of this because I don't want this drawing to get too muddy looking, but I do want to show you what happens when we move that hinge joint. So I'm going to bring in a different color pencil here. Let me redraw this upper teeth. Right here is where it hinges. There is a little bit of, people can pop their jaws, and this can kind of pop out of its hinge somewhat. But when we swing this, I'm just going to draw a line here from the jaw joint to the chin. And let's say we're going to swing it down to about here. Well, everything that I've drawn here, this whole piece, is just going to pivot. So looking a little like that. Takes a little bit of eyeballing it to get it looking right, or you could just maybe trace it on a separate piece of paper and trace it back just until you're more familiar with it. But by swinging this hinge, now we've got an open mouth. Check it out. Right there. Now I'm going to come back in with my graphite pencil here. And we saw how the corner of the mouth does not go back all the way to your ear. Maybe in some wacky character design, maybe a Tim Burton world, sure. But in a realistic sense, no it doesn't. So the corner of the mouth only has so much give and flexibility before it gets stretched to its max. So if the jaw came open like that, I'm hoping you guys can see how the mouth comes open like that. You might see a little bit of the upper teeth jut out here, but let's remember that skin is a mass outside or beyond the skull, and so lips and flesh is always going to protrude out farther than the bone itself. It offers some structure, it gives us some guidelines. But let's not make skin too thin. Now, we saw before that the thickness of the neck was right around here. And when a jaw comes back like this, the skin that connected the jaw there before is now all going to get wrinkled up like this. This is kind of a funny pose. Without moving the neck out of the way, it kind of looks funny how the skin is wrinkling, because a jaw can't really come that snug up to a throat like that. But there would be some gathering of the skin back here. In this particular case, I would probably change the position of that vertebrae and the thickness of the neck so that it was doing something a little more like that. Because if a person is going to hinge their jaw open and yell with a big open mouth like this, they're probably leaning forward as they do so, and that protrudes their neck forward that way. Oh, we could also change some eye expression here. I'll lift away some with my kneadable eraser. And preserve enough of that drawing underneath. There's the eyeball, unchanged. Socket. But let's really lift that lid up. The eye is going to swing open like that. Upper lid's going to come up like that. The brow bone is here, but we do have thin muscles in our foreheads and all across the surface of our skin that we can pull our eyebrows up, and we can actually get a pretty fun expression in there. Now, can you see the surprised expression on our little character? Oh, awesome. All right, and we'll end that segment there.